What if the greatest city in the world fell in just 53 days, shifting the balance of civilization forever? On April 6, 1453, Sultan Mehmed II's Ottoman army arrived before the massive Theodosian Walls of Constantinople. By May 29th, the city lay in ruins, its emperor dead, and a millennium-old empire extinguished. I'm your guide, and today we'll journey through those final weeks. The thunder of cannons, the crack of armor, the heroism and heartbreak that defined the fall of Constantinople. Ready your courage. This is the last stand of Byzantium. Imagine a city straddling two continents, Europe and Asia, ringed by sea on three sides and defended by walls said to be unconquerable. Founded by Constantine the Great in 330 AD, Constantinople was the jewel of the Eastern Roman Empire. Its harbors bustled with merchants from Venice and Genoa. Within its gilded churches, ancient mosaics glittered in candlelight. Scholars preserved the wisdom of Aristotle and Plato. Emperors ruled from marble thrones draped in purple silk. For over 1,000 years, the city stood as a beacon of art, faith, and law, surviving Gothic sieges, Arab raids, Crusader betrayals. But by the 15th century, Byzantium was reduced to little more than the capital city and a few provinces, surrounded by an Ottoman Empire on the rise. Still, the walls held. Still, hope endured. Until Sultan Mehmed arrived. Mehmed II, only 21, dreamed of glory. He trained meticulously in mathematics, engineering, and siege warfare. In March 1453, he rallied some 80,000 troops, Janissary infantry, elite cavalry, and siege engineers. His secret weapon, the basilica cannon. Cast from bronze and built on the Hungarian model, this behemoth hurled 600-pound stone balls. Some say it shook the very earth with each blast. Yet Mehmed knew that walls alone wouldn't win the day. He surrounded the city by land and sea. He built a chain across the Golden Horn to block the Byzantine navy. He offered generous terms for surrender. But Constantinople's defenders, led by Emperor Constantine XI, refused. The die was cast. Mehmed would take the city by storm, or die trying. April 6, 1453. The first cannonballs fell. At dawn, Mehmed's artillery boomed from Anadoluhisara fortress, sending showers of rock crashing into the bulwark of the Golden Gate. Citizens cowered in basements as churches shuddered. Inside the walls, less than 7,000 defenders, soldiers, monks, and 300 Genoese crossbowmen waited. Their leader, Giovanni Giustiniani, paced the ramparts, urging men to hold fast. Yet after hours of bombardment, only small dents appeared. The walls, built by Theodosius II more than a millennium earlier, proved astonishingly resilient. For now, Byzantium's defenders tasted triumph, but Mehmed had more tricks. Mehmed's navy blockaded the harbor, but the defenders used river galley chains to seal the Golden Horn. Frustrated, Mehmed ordered his troops to haul ships over greased logs across the Galata Peninsula. A secret move unheard of in medieval warfare. By April 22nd, his fleet emerged inside the Horn, catching the Byzantine navy off guard. The defenders scrambled. Naval commanders shouted orders. Oars scraped wood. But it was too late. Ottoman galleys now struck from within. That night, fires flared on the water as defenders lit Greek firepots, incendiary weapons that burned fiercely on the sea. Yet Mehmed's boats held firm, cutting supply lines and tightening the noose. May 29, 1453, pre-dawn darkness. Mehmed assembled his army before the walls. He sent a final offer: surrender and live. Constantine XI rode the walls, refusing. Better to die in glory than live in shame, he declared. At first light, Janissaries stormed the breach at the Kirkoporta gate, narrow, nearly forgotten, pried open by Ottoman commandos. Caught off guard, the few guards melted back to the main ramparts. Simultaneously, thousands charged the main walls. They clambered ladders drenched by defenders' boiling oil, hammered down gates, and fought in the shadow of the bastions. Trumpets blared, bells tolled, swords clashed. Inside the city, civilians scrambled, lighting torches, pelting invaders with anything at hand: stones, pottery, desperate courage. Nuns wrapped relics in cloth, priests blessed the dying. The streets ran with blood and tears. By midday, the outer walls fell. Mehmed rode in triumph, his standard unfurled above the Hagia Sophia's dome. Emperor Constantine XI was never seen again. Some say he died fighting in the streets, his body lost in the carnage. Mehmed entered the great church, now converted into a mosque. He paused before the altar, not in triumph alone, but with a scholar's reverence for history. He declared, "My predecessors built this empire. I merely added a new chapter." Over the following days, looters ransacked palaces. Survivors, scholars, artisans, merchants, fled to Italy and the Balkans, carrying manuscripts that helped spark the Renaissance. The loss of Constantinople sent shockwaves west, urging European powers to seek new trade routes, ultimately leading to the Age of Discovery. Today, Istanbul stands where Constantinople once shone. Byzantine mosaics peek from beneath plaster in Hagia Sophia. Ottoman minarets pierce the skyline. Cultures converged in stone and water, in loss and rebirth. The fall of Constantinople teaches us that walls, even the mightiest, cannot forever hold back change. It reminds us how a single event can alter world history, driving innovation, migration, and the clash of empires. So, when you see a modern city skyline, remember, every sandstone block, every turret, every canal may hide stories of siege, survival, and transformation. We've walked the ramparts, heard the cannons roar, and witnessed the last embers of an empire. If you found this journey through time electrifying, hit subscribe and ring the bell. There are countless more tales waiting beyond the horizon. Tell me in the comments, which siege or turning point should we explore next? Until then, keep uncovering history's hidden gatekeepers, one city, one story at a time.